On Wednesday in Obele Lawanson Community, Surulere, Lagos, a family of 7 died in a fire disaster. The victims, who lived on 23, Ogun Street, died because their co-tenants did not make effort to rescue them when they called out for help around 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Those killed were a textile material dealer, 28-year-old Kelechi Onoja, his wife, 18-year-old Nkiru, their 1 year and 8 months old first child, Favour, their 3 weeks unnamed second baby boy, 2 yet to be identified family members, and Nkiru's 80-year-old mother. Punch Metro learned that the only survivor was 6-year-old Chidinma, a relative, who sustained burns injuries to her face and hands. Our correspondent gathered that Nkiru had just given birth to her baby and her mother had visited for the Omugo rites, a popular Igbo culture of a mother nursing her daughter's baby. She was said to be preparing to return on Wednesday with the 2 unnamed ladies she brought with her, when tragedy struck. The landlord of the house was late, while his immediate son lived in the Igbo area. The landlord's grandson, Abdul-Jalil, who lives opposite the apartment, said, "I was sleeping when I heard a noise and quickly rushed out. I saw smoke coming out of their apartment and quickly got a stick, with which I broke their toilet window. Smoke billowed out, but I did not hear any movement in the house and could not tell if anybody was in. All the tenants in the other apartments did not come out, so I had to rush out to call for help." Another resident, Ejikok Para, explained that the neighbors did not help because there was animosity among the 5 tenants in the house. He said Nkiru had been accused of not greeting the other tenants, among other issues, which had caused series of fight in the neighborhood. He said, "So, when the fire began, the neighbors from both sides did not come out. When they finally came out, it was to rescue their families. But a tenant, Surulere, said he had to first rescue his family when he heard someone raise the alarm." Punch Metro learned that youths and other members of the community eventually mobilized to the scene to combat the inferno. A man, who claimed to be part of the rescue, Chidinma, explained that the burglar-proof bars made rescue difficult. It was learnt that the grandma had used a candlelight to bathe the baby in the night, and forgot to put it off. Our correspondent was told that after burning out, the fire ignited the table and engulfed the room. The 80-year-old woman was burnt to death. Kelechi, who had also woken up with other members of the family, reportedly called for help. He was said to have held tightly to the 2 sisters, while his wife carried their boy in her hand. They were burnt to death together. Nkiru said, "We could have rescued them but for the bars. Everything was smoking hot and untouchable, including the wall." A landlord on Aid Close, whose house shared a fence with the apartment, told Punch Metro the fire could have escalated, but for the support of his tenants. The man said he mobilized his tenants to fight the flames from the roof. A security guard, Desmond Misley, explained that officials of the Federal Fire Service arrived at the scene around 2 a.m. on Wednesday, adding that the lone survivor was taken out through the window. Misley said no one knew the victim was in the toilet, until she coughed and was quickly rescued by the firefighters. He said, "I used a neighbor's car to convey her to a private hospital in our area, while somebody called the Lagos State Emergency Ambulance Service." At about 3 a.m., the ambulance arrived, together with policemen from the Area C Command. She was taken to the Gbagada General Hospital. Our correspondent observed as some friends and family members of the deceased, who got the news on Wednesday, broke down in tears. Nkiru's brother, Michael Uzi, said they had arranged to see the family on Sunday for the child's christening. Uzi wondered why it was only their apartment that was affected, adding that the police needed to investigate. He said, "Mama went to the market yesterday in preparation to leave for the village today, Wednesday, with the foodstuffs for the Omugo. It was to announce to the villagers that her daughter had given birth and she had brought the foodstuffs as a proof of the good news. And now, they have all died." The traditional leader of the Surulere area, Kelechi, said he could not believe that the neighbors deserted the victims when they called for help. Owoyemi said, I still don't understand it. Are people not living in this house? Our correspondent learned that the deceased's charred remains had been handed over to the police, who had deposited them in a morgue.